Hi there, good evening and welcome to the GPL build-up show here on TV3, the only show that gives you an insight into the Ghana Premier League and everything that is happening around the league. Match day 6 is done and dusted and we're treated to some good football and some amazing goals. Now, we are moving on to match day 7, which promises to be more interesting. Now, I've been joined by two fantastic gentlemen, our resident analyst, the man who plays with statistics and data, Mohammed Shaban. He also works with the communication department of the Ghana Football Association. He is here with us. And one man who made a name for himself while playing for Heart of Oak. His performances earned him a move abroad. He's played across Turkey and some other European countries. Played for the Black Stars and was a standout performer as well. We call him Foyo. Sam Johnson is also here with us, and they'll be delving deep into match day 7 and also do a recap of what happened in match day 6. But as I said, match day 6 treated us to some good football, and we would like to take a look at some of the goals that were scored, particularly that goal from Emmanuel Mafo and from Ewa Dramani.
Medeama and Samartex, who have picked up the most valuable player or the best player of the match award. Oh, that's a goal! And that's it! Oh! How about that? Still trying to go moment forward. Manche's ball into the box. He's been headed down this time. It's going to be an opportunity. Goalkeeper spills in. The equalizing goal comes in. Wow! It is Medeama. Once again, it's Nkrumah here trying to make up for the mistake he made. Nkrumah wiggling his way through. Nkrumah! Oh, what a save! Wow! Beautiful.
To take the corner for Hearts of Oak. And Paku swings one in. Oforenchi nearly conceding. And that's the opening goal. Hamza Issa. Corner taken. Mensah's header. And Hearts of Oak have the second goal. Mauli Wayo doubles the Phobians lead.
Slowly and make sure the son wasn't going to have the perfect aid he wanted.
Attackman draws the ball down. Here comes Omakote.
They get back to the top 4.
Eduku here. Eduku! Wow! What an introduction! And this time it's going to be Obin Jr. Obin Jr.
Despite the fact that Kwadwo Obin Jr. got a consolation goal for Hearts of Lions, it wasn't enough as Bibini Gold Stars ran with the 3 points. They won by 3-1. My name is Murtala Yakubu, still here with Sam Johnson and Mohammed Shaban. Let's touch briefly on the goal because I overheard you say wow with that Mafu goal. It goes a long way to show that there's quality in the Ghana Premier League.
Yeah, I think that was a marvelous,
of course,
fast thinking, goal. It means that during the play, he's still watching the goalkeeper. So as soon as he gets the ball, he knows that the goalkeeper is in front. He just put it. That's a brilliant.
Well, between Ewa Dramani and Emmanuel Mafu, which one are you picking? Because both goals are similar.
The debate is on Murtala, and Legend has made his point on this. But for me, I'm looking at which angle the player played the ball from. First of all, Ewa Dramani scored from the yard of his opponent, Medeama Sporting Club. That is per where they were playing. They lost possession around that area. But for Emmanuel Mafu, he scored from his angle. So if you watch the highlights clearly, he picked the ball from around their 18-yard box, made about 2-3 steps, and that's it. He realized that goalkeeper was outside. He was enjoying himself. He felt it was a possession ongoing around the half of Aduana.
One thing
very fast.
we are sure of is that when the nominations for the Puskas Goal of the Year comes around, this goal would have to be in there because it was a sweet one. Let's move the discussion forward to match day 7 of the Ghana Premier League, and 3 live games would be on TV for us to enjoy. Let's go through the fixtures briefly because a lot of games are coming up. But our coverage, as you know, will start on Friday, where Heart of Lions will come up against Baseke Holy Stars at the Pando Stadium. Then on Saturday, there's Aduana against Dreams FC at the Nana Ajima Bedu Park. Heart of Oak will be back home on Sunday when they take on BBN Gold Stars. That is a really big clash, and we'll be talking about all that. There's also Medeama against Swedru All Blacks. Carella will come up against Berekum United, with Samartex also playing at the Institute as they welcome Ho United. The Nations FC at the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex would be welcoming 11 Wonders, with Young Apostles also coming up against Berekum Chelsea. Remember that Vision FC will not be in action because Asante Kotoko, their opponents who would have, which they would have played in match day 7, have a commitment in Africa as they play that second leg against WAC of Morocco. So that is what we are looking forward to. Let's start with you, Sam Johnson. You've seen Heart of Lions play in recent times. Under Bashir Hefo, they had gone 5 games prior to their game against Gold Stars without a defeat. Then they lost. It says that they need to bounce back to winning ways. But do you think against Baseke Holy Stars they can really bounce back?
Yeah, I think if I watch this, GPL these days, is in every game you can find 1 or 2, very good talented players in the team. So it's not that like before, you know that this one is going to win easy. This time it's not like that. And experienced coach like, Bashir Rayford, I don't think he will try to keep, going that way. And I think it's going to be a very tough match.
Well, let's see how that one will go. But Shaban, a big one for Baseke Holy Stars. They are winless in the Ghana Premier League. Going to the Lions then, a place that is difficult for most teams. How should they set up tactically if they want to get something from that game?
Murtala, a tough one for Baseke Holy Stars. And if you look at Baseke, they've gone 5 matches in the league without scoring a goal, without winning a fixture. In match day 1, they started very well, picked a draw against 11 Wonders. They played it at Century Sports Arena. Along the line, they traveled to Berekum to pick a points against Berekum United at the Nana Fosuji Abor Park. But from there, it's been very tough season for them. They failed to score a goal, and that is an indication that their team is struggling in terms of attack and defensively as well because they are conceding and they are not able to score. Now, they are going to face an opponent who have won their last 6 home matches. Again, an opponent who are unbeaten in their last 7 games, and they've won 6, drawn 1. And an opponent who last lost a fixture away means that Heart of Lions have their strength at home. And it's difficult beating them. And this season, Berekum United were stragglers. They lost to them. Dreams FC were stragglers. They lost at the Pando Stadium. And so opponents who really struggles playing in the Premier League this season cannot find the net at the Pando Stadium. And that is what is expected to happen. Now, let's look at Baseke Holy Stars. They made their debut in the 2024-25 Ghana Premier League and played their first away game in September 2024. And surprisingly, they've only won 1 of their 20 away games played in the league.
Just 1? Yes,
they've won just 1. They've lost a total of 15 and they've drawn 4. And this is a team that is indeed struggling. And they won that 1 game against Heart of Oak in match day 1 of the 2024-25 Ghana Premier League. Since then, their best results have been draw, and they've drawn only 4, lost 15, and then won just once. Now, this is how I expect them to go going into the fixture because, of course, if you are going to play against an opponent who is all attacking side. You remember the last time we spoke about Heart of Lions, we spoke about how they are going to attack, and indeed they did that against Berekum Gold Stars, especially at the Danks Park. They went to in the first half, created a lot of chances, but failed to convert them. Now, FC would be attacking. We will see a lot of attackers, especially when they want to win this fixture in the first half. We will see Freeman also joining attack. We will see Obin Jr. joining the attack against Baseke Holy Stars. Again, I've made a point that Baseke have a very weak defense, and that is an advantage for them. Eche Dogli is expected to go deep into the attack against Baseke Holy Stars. For Buama, he sometimes joins the attack, and this is how Lions are going to take charge of the game. Then Ishmael Ado would be around here. Sometimes you find him around here, and that is how they are going to play. Now, if it happens that way, we are going to see Abdallah Musa because one of their wing backs will not be available, Bismarck Enin. And so it paves way for Danso will be here. Abdallah would go up there because Enin will be playing from the left side, but then he is not available for the game. And so he will also join the attack, and then Danso joins the attack. Then we'll have two centre-backs playing this way.
Pushing forward.
Against, so this is how they are expected to play. Why? Because they are playing against an opponent who really struggles in terms of creating chances, in terms of playing deeper and also making exploits. Now, they are going to rely on Prince Opoku. Now, one of the key players that has made impact in the current team of Baseke Holy Stars has been Cheneboa. But unfortunately, this season, he's failed to score a goal.
He had a good time last season, scoring a lot of goals.
Yes, he had a good time last season. He scored 8 goals for them in his debut Premier League season. But this season, it's not been something good for them. They've been struggling. They've not been making any exploits. So Baseke Holy Stars would have to defend the entire minute of the game. And then sometimes have to rely on their player, Cheneboa, to give them some rounds. This is his statistics this season: 5 matches, 1 yellow card, 415 minutes played. He's failed to score a goal. And so if Cheneboa would be here, this would be the arrow of Baseke Holy Stars, making sure that they set forward, creating a lot of chances around, and then make sure that they distribute the balls among them. But I'm looking at how they can now overcome the defense of Heart of Lions, because Lions are going to do more of the attack. But for Heart of Lions, I would see a lot of moves from their attack. Buama, Freeman, it has always been how they move. You will see Eche Dogli, FC, and FC had a lot of chances against Gold Stars. He failed to convert them. We see Ishmael Ado also moving this way, sometimes joining the attack. Then we'll see Danso, who usually makes a lot of crosses against them. But for Baseke, it will be very tough for them. Creating chances has been their big problem. And Murtala, I don't see how they are going to do that. But Sadat, one of their centre-backs, I think he's been a discovery for them. He's been very solid, resolute in terms of defending. But the entire team is really struggling. Their goalkeeper as well. This is Prince Asempa. I know you know him so much. Prince Asempa from Berekum United to Carella United, and then now to Baseke Holy Stars. Their goalkeeper, Dubi Kasi, was shown a red card in their last game against Suejo Blacks.
So Asempa will definitely be
so Asempa is likely to start for Baseke Holy Stars. But a tough one. I don't see them scoring a goal. Per the pattern, they are going to be more defensive. Heart of Lions are going to be more attacking. And then a lot of opportunities.
So big one to look forward to. But Sam, let me come back to you. This Heart of Lions, you've worked with a lot of coaches. How would you describe Bashir Hayford and what he's doing at Heart of Lions?
I think for now, I think he's the best. Because 5-6 matches without draw or losing, I think it's a marvelous thing to do so far as coaching is concerned. And he's an experienced coach. So like my brother was saying, definitely Baseke will try to hold back to see what they are bringing. They can't just go and try to, open up. If they open up, I think the game will finish very, very early.
The only game they've lost this season has to do with that game against Berekum Gold Stars, their last game. After the game, Bashir Hayford said that most of the players are swollen-headed because they are getting all the praises. I have not played football to the highest level, except church football and school football. You have played to that level. Does that really happen sometimes?
Yeah, sometimes it happens. It can even happen in our national team, It happens sometimes. When those things comes in, when you go down, it's very difficult to, come up. Because the opponent also will be stronger on you, and it will be difficult. But
well, let's see. So the game is tomorrow, and it will be live on TV3 and on TV at 3 p.m. Hearts of Lions against Baseke Holy Stars. Let's move on to the game that will be played at the Nana Adjuma Bedu Park. Aduana will come up against Dreams FC. Now, Dreams are coming into this game on the back of their first victory in the Ghana Premier League and are very, very confident. But before we get into the discussion for that game, Winfred Dormon, the head coach of Dreams FC, says that he's optimistic and they are mentally and physically ready for Aduana.
We still have a lot to correct. We still have to prepare the team mentally, physically, to be ready for the next game. It's always about the next game. The next game is Aduana. The team need to be focused and make sure we improve in all aspects and make sure we go to the one and pick a decent point. We need to make sure that when we go to games, we defend very well, keep a clean sheet. We also need to make sure the midfield connectivity between the link between defense and midfield, defense and attack is also solid. We also have to make sure that when we go to games, we go.
Winfred Dormon, head coach of Dreams FC. Sam, I mean, he's had it very tough with managing or becoming the substantive head coach of Dreams because he's always been in the shadow of Karim Zito and other coaches. This time we give him the job. First 5 games, difficult. He couldn't win any. Finally, he gets the win. Do you still think, with what you've seen from Winfred Dormon, he's the right man to handle Dreams FC?
Yeah, for you to be on top of your this team, I think he has learned a lot from the other coaches.
Yeah, Karim Zito especially.
From working under them. But you know, master is different from ball. Being
Very
there,
true,
you have to think, you have to do everything yourself. And if the experience is not there, it's difficult. He can have it, I mean, he will be in this difficulty. But all the same, he has to be, you know, strong and try to put things in order. And then I hope he will come back strongly. Once he have won one game, definitely he will try to, you know, continue. And Aduana also don't have to be like, okay, it's easy, we can beat them because we are playing home. You know.
No underrating any opponent in the Ghana Premier League. The Nana Adjuma Bedu Park used to be a fortress in time past, but for the last 2 years, it's not really lived up to expectation. But Atapoku is doing a good job with Aduana. He says that this year, if you come to the Nana Adjuma Bedu Park, remember that you are going home with no points.
Yes. First of all, I think Aduana have really transformed the team positively. And you talk about the fortress, but in the last 12 home games, they've won 11, and they've drawn once. And that is the draw against Young Apostles. So, of course, that venue is still a fortress because 12 matches, winning 11, 1 draw. That's positive because there are other teams that are failing to win their home matches. Again, Aduana FC are one of the teams that have won their first 3 home games at home this season. And Gold Stars is also part of them. Medeama have won 3 home games. So if you are talking about the best teams in terms of home performance this season, Aduana is part of it. And last week I told you that I can now rate Aduana FC if they're able to beat Hoho United. And I think that after doing that, they are part of the teams that are title contenders because these are venues you have to win games on. Now, let's talk about this game. Let's go to the statistics. And there's something interesting I want you to take note on this. This is 2020-21. And in this season, Aduana won 2-0 against Dreams FC. That specific season, Dreams FC at home also won the game. But this game was played in March day 31. We are going to do a permutation around the weekday of the games. And we will see how and why Aduana sometimes struggle and sometimes perform against Dreams FC. Now, this game was also played in March day 31, 2021-22. The game ended 0-0. In 2022-23, the game was played in March day 34. And that is when Dreams FC won 1-0 against Aduana FC. And then in 2023-24, 2024-25, all the fixtures were played in the first round. And so a 4-1 against Dreams FC in the first round, 2-0 against Dreams FC in the first round. Now, if you look at the last 5 matches played between both sides, it tells you that if the games are being played in the second round at the home of Aduana FC, it goes in favor of Dreams FC. Why? Because usually in the last 5 seasons, if you have taken note, Aduana struggles to play in the second round. And so obviously at home in the second round is difficult. But in this first round at home, it becomes a difficult fixture for Dreams FC. And the last two were played in the first round. They are meeting again in the first round, and this is match day 7. So obviously, an advantage for Aduana FC going into the fixture against Dreams FC. Now, if you pick Dreams FC, they have been one of the struggling sides this season in terms of performance. Yes, they've secured a victory at home, and they are making exploit, they are making impact. But let's look at why Dreams FC really struggles, but then why Aduana FC also have the chance of winning this fixture. Like for like players on the field of play. This is Imano Mafu, and he will always set forward, he would always create chances, he would always make it difficult for opponents. And so Mafu is around here for Aduana. Then we take the striker of Dreams FC, and this is the striker we are going to look at. We are going to look at Apia, Ernest Apia. He scored 2 goals for them. This is his statistics. And if you are doing the permutations for them, and then you look at the striker of Aduana FC, he has managed to get them a total of 4 goals as a striker. So a big advantage for them going into the fixture. Now, if you look at these 2 strikers, then it tells you that Aduana have the advantage in securing or getting some goals. Now, one of the things I've observed with regards to the players of Aduana FC has to do with they being more attacking. This is, remember, Adumakun Boateng. He would always set forward as a wing back. Then you look at Abubakar Adams. Abubakar Adams is playing ahead of William Deji in Tori, who has signed for them. He is a left back. And it tells you that Abubakar Adams...
Formerly of Hearts of Oak and Gold Stars.
And Gold Stars. He's won the Premier League, but he's on the bench for Aduana because Abubakar Adams is doing a lot of runs and creating decent chances. They play with 2 defensive midfielders. Sana, and this is a player to watch in the Premier League. Last season, he played extremely well for Aduana FC, but this season, his partnership with Maxwell Atta, former Dreams FC, former Carella United, versatile defender, as well as a defensive midfielder, is really working out for them. And so with these 2 players, they are always going to make it more difficult for opponents to break through the defense of Aduana. Then the 2 players to watch out for, I'm looking at how Apia would penetrate the defensive line of Alex Boachi and Anoche Bedu. And this
Anoche Bedu is back to the Ghana Premier League.
Is back, and he's making a lot of impact for Aduana FC.
And Shaban, the interesting thing about Anoche Bedu is that he's come back to Aduana after about 3 seasons out of the Ghana Premier League. And he's come back to partner the same Alex Boachi who he made a name with.
Yes, and so consistently, Anoche Bedu goes, he and Bright J are always playing for Aduana FC. And their partnership has been very solid, resolute, and it's difficult for opponents to break through. But I am looking at how Nomodin, their winger, is a very good winger, and then a Togolese Babulin. He is also from Togo. He assisted in their last game they played. But these 2 wingers, I'm looking at how they are going to cut in and penetrate the defense of Dreams FC. Then Mizak Efriye. Don't forget that Mizak is also going to be part of the attack. So we are going to have 3 attackers of Aduana FC. Remember, would also join Henson, who has 2 Man of the Match awards this season as a winger for Aduana FC. We are going to see Abubakar joining the attack. Mizak Efriye would also join. Mafu would join. Then the 2 defensive midfielders, we will see one of them joining. That is Maxwell Atta joining from the middle. And then we have to see how Ahiamble would also defend well. He is a defensive midfielder. Last season, he had 4 Man of the Match awards for Dreams FC. He's been very good in terms of performance. And then Chris Yaovi would also join. Suraj Seidu would play behind the strikers, Apia. It's likely we are not going to see John Entry for Dreams FC. In the last 2 fixtures, he's not been part of it. His experience usually adapts to Dreams FC's performance. We are not going to see him, but we have to see these attackers. Now, there's something unique about the Aduana FC attack. Apart from Abubakar Adams from the left side, remember from the right side, Henson, remember, has 2 assists so far. So the crosses will be going. You'll be doing a lot of crosses in the 18-yard box. Don't forget that Mafu is one player who is good in the air. He's also good with his feet. The last 2 games he scored for Aduana. He scored a bicycle kick. He scored one of the beautiful goals this season. And so his confidence level is very high. But apart from Mizak Efriye, you talk about Mafu, Henson, they have Sam Adams on the bench. They have Bright J on the bench.
So they have experience on the bench. That is what Shaban is saying. And that game is on Saturday at 3 p.m. Aduana against Dreams FC. It will be live on TV3 and on Nia TV. Let's move on to Sam Johnson's team, Heart of Folk, because they will be coming up against Berekum Gold Stars. Big one for the Miners because they've won their last 2 games against Heart of Lions. And today they won the outstanding game against Berekum Chelsea. They are coming up against Heart of Folk. Now, Sam, I mean, your team Heart of Folk, they've not scored many goals in the Ghana Premier League, but how would you rate their performance so far?
I think now they are coming up with the coach.
Didi Dramani?
Didi Dramani, you can see that he's working so hard because the talents are there and they need somebody to help them to bring them up. And he's doing so well. Nowadays, I think the fans are start to laugh one or two these things. So I hope and pray they'll continue to do what they are doing best. Now,
you're talking about the fans. They seem to love the brand of football that Heart of Folk are currently playing. But looking at the team, which areas still need massive improvement?
I think, let me say, the whole structure, the whole team need, boost up. You know, they need something to boost themselves. Because if you are playing and you don't score, but maybe one time you concede, then you know that you have to strengthen your midfield, you have to strengthen your defense, and then your up front. So once the Didi is there, I think he will definitely, by the close of the first round, you know whether he has to put something there.
Let me ask you this before I go to Shaban. Heart of Folk used to be a team that did not struggle to get quality strikers. We've seen some fantastic strikers play Heart of Folk before, from Ishmael Ado to Prince Tego to Mahatma Otu. These days, they are struggling to get the striker to score even 15 goals for them. What seems to be the problem?
I think the problem will be that, you see...
Because I met you the last time at Podium, at training ground, so definitely you know something about that.
The young, let me put it, the young clubs that we all think they are young, they are small clubs. They are catching up to the top clubs. And they are also selling.
Yeah.
You understand? So it's not like before that you say, okay, Hassan Kotoko, they are the people who sell, so if I go there before I can get call up for the national team or whatever. Now the national team is all round like before. So they know that if they go to us, they can be called for the national team or they can go outside. If they go to the small ones also, they can also do that. So based on that, you have to put in more money, and let your scout go out there and find the young ones coming up. If you want to catch the big fish, then you have to put in more money. Without more money, you cannot catch.
Talking about big fish, there's one at Heart of Folk who plays for the Black Stars, Benjamin Asari.
Yeah.
Do you think he deserves the #1 spot of the Black Stars?
Since he started playing, have we lost?
No.
So?
If it's not broken, we don't fix it. Well, let's see what the numbers or the statistics say about Heart of Folk and Berekum Gold Stars. I know the last 2 games they've played, Gold Stars have been the ones smiling.
Yes, Murtala, I want to ask you one question. Maybe you have answer for me. Maybe Legend would also answer. This is the statistics. We are not going to delve deep for now. But when Heart of Folk beat Gold Stars 2-1 at home, it was Prince Kobino Usu who scored one of the goals for Gold Stars. He signed for Heart of Folk. When Heart of Folk lost 1-0 to Gold Stars, it was Mauli Wayo who scored for Gold Stars.
And he's with Heart of Folk now.
This one, last season, it was Samuel Atakumi who scored for Gold Stars. Is he going to sign for Heart of Folk next season?
Well, this question can only be answered by the Heart of Folk board and also the CEO of Gold Stars, my very good friend Akwesi Edu. But it's going to be a big clash. Heart of Folk winning their last game against Berekum Chelsea. And today, the same Gold Stars have also defeated Berekum Chelsea. So, clash of the Titans.
Yes, we are going to look at the statistics of the 2 games. We should be able to tell the story well and give the predictions of the matches before we look at what the 2 teams have head-to-head per player and what to expect. Heart of Folk in their last 8 games at home are unbeaten. They've won 4, they've drawn 4. This is a positive result, and I'm sure Legend will be extremely happy because he's a defender and understands why you should not concede or lose a fixture. Now, Gold Stars in their last 5 away matches have lost twice, have won 3. The last 2 they've lost. The last 2 they've conceded 5 goals. The last 2 they failed to score a goal. Now, Heart of Folk, like we said, are unbeaten in the last 8 home matches, are also unbeaten in their last 13 matches since last season. And that is both home and away. And that is the positives Heart of Folk are going into the fixtures with. Now, again, if you pick Heart of Oak, they are the only side together with Kumasi Asante Kotoko because they have played more matches than Kotoko, who are yet to concede a goal in the Premier League. So more of Heart of Oak's defensive advantage and going into this fixture. Now, let's talk about this fixture. There's something extremely exciting about their results. In 2021-22, these are all their total matches played in the Premier League. Gold Stars made their debut in the 2021-2022 season and then went ahead to win the league in the 2024-2025 season. But in the 2021-2022, Heart of Oak beat them home and away. And so that fixture went in favor of Heart of Oak. The following season, it ended 2-1 for Heart of Oak. And if you remember, Samuel Inkum were also scored in their first game. In the second game, we saw some impact made by the players. In 2023-24 season, Gold Stars won 1-0. Then last season, Gold Stars won 1-0. Now, if you pick the 4 matches played between both sides at Heart of Oak home, the late coach Michael Osei took charge of these 2 fixtures. And they lost 1-0, they lost 2-1. That is Gold Stars. Now, when coach Frimpong Manson took over Gold Stars, Heart of Oak are winless against Bebieni Gold Stars. Now, coach Frimpong Manson is not in charge of Gold Stars. So it means that without coach Frimpong Manson, Gold Stars are a difficult side against Heart of Oak. And with him, they are side that are really difficult. But without him, Gold Stars struggles to beat Heart of Oak. And that is one of the advantage going into the fixture because coach Frimpong Manson is not around for Bebieni Gold Stars again. Now, apart from that, let's look at what to expect from both sides. And this is the key players to watch out for. If you look at Bebieni Gold Stars, a very good side, Heart of Oak, a good side. And that is why I think this game is going to give us enough because goalkeeper Benjamin Asare, top-notch goalkeeper, yet to concede in 5 matches. Kobe is also an exceptional goalkeeper in the Premier League. One of the consistent goalkeepers from Bofo Akwatano. He signed for Gold Stars last season. He won the Premier League with them. And so you can still see that he's got the quality. Now, Heart of Oak have some of the best defenders because consistently, if you are not conceding, obviously, it means that you have a good defenders. And so Kevin Osesibe, a player to watch out for, and one of the most improved left back in the Premier League, that is Ransford Mensah and Amankwa Befi, a right back, and then Afrani. Now, if you pick Heart of Oak, now you can talk about Bebieni Gold Stars, Vincent Atinga Adai, Anaba, Bright, and then Edward. And so if you look at these 4 players, consistently, these are teams, these are players that have given us the best of results and defensive performance in the Premier League. So a game to watch out for. It is going to be end-to-end action, but the results is going to be determined by the defenders. Now, apart from that, let's look at how these sides are going to penetrate because Parku George has been a very good player. His movement and his touches usually finds Heart of Oak an advantage going to the fixture. Hamza Issa is now finding his feet into the game. But Heart of Oak are going to be a wing play side versus a side that are going to be relying on their 2 players. And so we are going to see Kumi and Razak Sanon. And this is going to be the plan of Kumi and Razak Sanon. Sanon will go in for the air balls, win the 50-50 balls for Samuel Atakumi, who is going to be the arrowhead. Don't forget that Atakumi has got 4 goals this season.
He scored today.
Yes, he scored today. He had 3 goals already. He scored 3 from the sports kick, 1 today for his side. So he has a total of 4. And so that is the advantage they are going to rely on. And if you are picking the 2 strikers, it means that Samuel Atakumi is ahead in terms of the current form ahead of Hamza Issa. And so it is going to be a wing play because Heart of Oak are going to deploy more wingers surging forward. And so we are going to see Amankwa Befi, we will see Ransford Mensah. So Esibe and Afrani would now be open like this. And then we'll see Sanon and then Samuel Atakumi around like this. And Samuel Atakumi has the pace. And I'm sure that Heart of Oak will be asking themselves questions. How are we going to stop Samuel Atakumi from scoring? Because last season, he scored against Heart of Oak away. And so obviously, he's got the advantage. So a good game, but it is going to be a Heart of Oak wing play. Then we are going to see Gold Stars also playing from the middle. And so Francis Trini, we are going to see Korte, who scored his first goal for his side, and then we are going to see how they are going to map up a strategy. But an advantage for the home side because of their defensive line. I want to see how Sanon and Samuel Atakumi going to open up.
We'll definitely see how that one goes.
A tough one, Murtala,
of course, a very, very tough one.
A wing play versus an opponent who are going to rely on their two.
I've seen the two teams play this season, and I can tell you they have some of the best defenses in the Ghana Premier League. Let's move on because at the TNA Stadium, Medeama, who drew their last game against Samartex, will be coming up against Swedro All Blacks. And ahead of the game, head coach of Medeama, Ibrahim Tanko, and midfielder Kelvin Nkrumah have spoken.
Very high. I mean, and like I said, because they also saw the performance and they put on last weekend. Yeah, and the training was good, and we have most of the players back, and Fuzi trained with us today, and the only one we are missing is our captain, Mubarak. So, yeah, and we are all on board, and we are preparing very well for this game. We always count on them, and they always come to support us. And we are assuring them that last week wasn't good because of we leave 2 points home. But I think this week we are ready, really ready to keep the points here. So we are waiting for them to come and support us.
The moment say mama omunyi omugidi mfremu sino omunkoso no muntaya chi sene omoyemaye no na Sunday de ye besha mom yakase ye nusu match wo TNA hande ye nusu mom ye nusu match ntino Sunday ye be many mom na matches na aka ni na ye be many mom ye pese me ma ye be season na mama assist be 10 na ma she goals be 7 until me go so America on that and I'm pese ye be season.
Medeama, they've had a topsy-turvy season, but they are still very much in contention to challenge for the title. Now, Sam, I mean, Ibrahim Tanko has said vehemently that he is going for the title. Do you think the arsenal that he has at hand are good enough to win the Ghana Premier League?
You know, once you are there, you can win. And he has a belief in the boys that what he's having now, he can do something better with them. But, you know, football is always something that you can predict, but how to come in is another problem. So let's see what happens.
Well, it's Medeama who would be coming up against Swedro All Blacks, who are back home and won their home game. But there's also Carella against Berekum United Shaban at the Aliu Muhammad Sports Stadium. A very, very organized Carella side. Can Berekum survive?
Murtala, at this crucial moment, Berekum United are picking up their form. I have seen August Nokra performing very well. Darwin Yabua, Yiman Olaban, their winger. And so it looks like they are set now. Kofi Tompo in the midfield for Berekum United. And it looks like currently they are one of the good sides in terms of possession and all that. But for Carella United, yes, they are performing well. They picked one with 0-0 draw against their opponents in match day 6, and that is an impressive form. But then playing at the Aliu Muhammad Stadium, whenever the opponent is very tough, it becomes a challenge for them. Against Berekum Chelsea, when we expected Carella to win the fixture, they dropped their points. But fortunately for them, they have Bless Ege in their squad, and then they have one striker, Ivan Sosewusu, from the flanks. He's not gotten enough playing time, but then gradually they are putting him in the team. Mohamed Asigili Suleimana, one of the impressive midfielders. He was part of the UDS squad, but he's back again in the team and performing very well. One good defensive midfielder to talk about in the Premier League, Zachary Abdullahi, who signed for Carella from Golden Cake. One of the players to watch out for. At home, it's an advantage for Carella United. They have picked up their pieces. They are unbeaten at home. Their worst results at home has been a draw. Berekum United away has been a very bad side, very poor form. Consistently, they are not winning. They've conceded in almost their away games this season. But advantage for Carella United. If they score one, then the chance of winning the game is high. Okay, so that is Carella against Berekum United. Now, Sam, one of the teams that seem to be getting the business done quietly is FC Samartex under Christopher Enin. They are also unbeaten in this year's Ghana Premier League. They are taking on newly promoted Hohoi United in such a very difficult grounds.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very difficult game. But you know, when
and your own friend Tijani is the one handling Hohoi United.
When the young clubs that we call them start to pick up, they don't want to stop. You know, they don't want to stop.
Yeah.
And that is what is going to make the game very exciting, you know. But I think Oho also will not, you know, coming in this year, they will make sure they will stay in the league.
Yeah.
They will make sure they will stay. And that will give them that energy to go in for at least draw or win this game.
One other team that is struggling badly is 11 Wonders under Coach Ni Odati Lamte. But Nations FC themselves have also had inconsistent results and performance. I mean, it's going to be a big one. But before we get into that game, Kasi Mengo, the head coach of Nations FC, have spoken, and it's also very, very optimistic looking ahead to that big one.
You don't have any excuse. We have to approach it with all determination to win and collect the maximum 3 points. And definitely it has to be a must-win game because we are playing at home and we don't have any excuse to give them to go all out and play and secure the 3 maximum points. Oh, they should continue supporting us, pray for the team. It's not over until it's over. We have more matches to be played than the matches we've played. So they should continue supporting you. I know, God willing, it will be okay.
A league and a elbow, so I say, and you know, senior, one more shot at them. But I need is about the finishing. Fancy, now I read them, I'll be anyone's Nation FC. But I'm saying, senior, I'm before say baby league, you will find as being the champion or being the better than all.
Prince Bedu, I like his confidence. He says that the Nations will clearly win the title. I mean, big one for Nations FC after that defeat on the road. They are back to the Dr. Kwame Chase Sports Complex. It should be easy for them. 11 Wonders are not doing well.
I agree with Coach Kasimingilo. Can say no excuse going into this fixture. For Nations FC, I don't see why they have to struggle. They went in for one of the best top scorers in the Division 1 League, Farouk Mohammed from Hohoi. He's been a top scorer in the 2023-24, scored 17 goals the following season. He netted 15 goals, though he wasn't part of the top winners, but he was part of the entire top 5. And so they have a good squad. Richard Danso, you have Faisal Chawite, Emmanuel Arnaud. These are players too who are very good. Defensively, Samuel Osei-Kuffour, Razak Simpson, Kwame Boache. You have a lot of defenders, and Oko Gripman. You have almost all the centre-backs at your disposal. And so I don't see why they're struggling. For 11 Wonders, I think it will take them some couple of games to bounce back. But I've said it again, that if you go 10 games without a win, then you are telling us that you cannot stay in the Premier League. Well, the Premier League is a very difficult season. We are in a difficult season. And at this crucial moment, what you can do to keep yourself in the season is to win some games. And for 11 Wonders, even at home, they struggle to win. The last home game against Carella, they failed to win, they failed to score. Their problem has been goal scoring. And that gives Nations FC an advantage. Nations have gone about 4 games without a win. And I don't see how they will drop points against
It's a big one. But Sam, it's difficult. I'm looking at Odati Lamte. We all love Odati Lamte. But it looks like it's not working with 11 Wonders, especially when the team was brought all the way from Techiman to Accra. Do you think they should have at least stayed in Techiman for 1 season?
Yeah, I think that is a mistake they did. They're supposed to stay in Techiman. You know, when you play in there, the fans and atmosphere, everything is different. And, you know, when even the big clubs are going there, they're scared. You know, they have some fear that, Charlie, this place there, Charlie Lions, them, you can't come out from this place. They're supposed to be, at least, play 1 season there to get that, you know, confidence before coming out from there. But all the same, I think it will bounce back.
They are in a very difficult situation. Do you think Odati Lamte should be made to leave and bring in a more experienced tactician who can lead them to survive?
I think that is what he's supposed. He himself, if you know the way the things are going, you don't, you know, late Coach Adi, he said, if you find out that they want to sack you, you have to sack yourself before they sack you, so that it won't be like they sack you, you sack yourself. You know, so it's better you go out before they said, okay, resign or something like that. Sometimes it's difficult. You are thinking maybe you can come out, but the way the league is going, it's not easy like previous years. You know, so.
So 11 Wonders, Nations FC. Then the final game for match day 7 is Young Apostles, Berekum Chelsea. Wenchi is a difficult ground for every team And Samuel Bodo is under intense pressure at Berekum Chelsea, Shaban.
Unfortunately, I don't see how Berekum Chelsea are going to pick a victory away. They've been one of the sides that are not performing away. Today they lost their away fixture against Baby Gold Stars. And if you look at their last 5 matches, it's been a very poor form. But then, of course, their last away match, they picked the points against Carella. So psychologically, they still feel they can go all out to pick their points. Young Apostles have now improved. Last season was their debut Premier League season, but now they are improved side in terms of their build-up. Zuka Masaudu is now improved as a goalkeeper. If you look at Richmond Upon, he's getting them goals. Opoku has improved in terms of performance from Insuatraman. You go to the entire midfield, Young Apostles are playing very well. And so an advantage for them, especially at home. For Berekum Chelsea, I'm sure the mindset would be going all out to pick a draw, because winning would be very tough for them, especially with the momentum and the psychology of the Young Apostles players. They want to win every fixture at home. And currently, if you pick the league table, they are among one of the best sides in terms of home performance, in terms of the entire league performance. And that is the advantage they have. Don't forget that to stay in the Premier League, you need to be consistent at home. That is your strength. That is where you can accumulate your points. For Berekum Chelsea, if they were winning at home and failing to win away, it was normal. Year in, year out, we see Berekum Chelsea struggle away. The biggest problem of Berekum Chelsea, Murtala, is the attack. If you look at their top scorer, he is a winger, and Prince Anani has been scoring from the flanks. Faisal also from the flanks. Seydou Abubakar is yet to hit the net for them. And so if you have a team who is not having a player like Stephen Amankuna currently in the squad, then I think they have a lot of work to do. But I'm sure they cannot blame the coach, because after letting go Stephen Amankuna, they didn't get any equal replacement for him.
Amankuna no longer in the Ghana Premier League, and Berekum Chelsea are struggling for goals. So we've got into my favorite part of the show, where we do the prediction, because I know when the teams do not get the maximum point, they will hold these two gentlemen accountable. So if I mention the game, then you just give me your prediction. I'll start with you, Shaban. Heart of Lions against Baseke Holy Stars.
Straight win for Heart of Lions.
Aduana against Dreams FC, Sam.
Aduana, Dreams FC.
Yeah.
Aduana.
Then there's Heart of Folk Gold Stars. I'll go with you, Sam Johnson.
As of Folk.
I knew it. Medeama against Swedru All Blacks.
Medeama win.
Carella against Berekum United, Sam.
Carella.
Then there's Samartex against Ho United.
Samartex will win the fixture.
Nations, Kasim Mengo back to Nsechue against Odate Lamte's 11 Wonders.
Nations.
Then the final game is Young Apostles, Berekum Chelsea.
Young Apostles.
Well, let's see what happens with the prediction. Remember that 3 live games will be on TV. Heart of Lions against Baseke Holy Stars at 3 p.m. on Friday. Then on Saturday, there is Aduana against Dreams FC. It will also be live on TV3. On Sunday, big one, Heart of Folk Gold Stars. I know Sam Johnson would be watching that one there. But let's do a bit of a red herring. Remember, Kotoko will not be in action against Vision FC, because they will be playing that second leg game against a WAC of Morocco. So if you say a prayer, say one for the Porcupines. But Sam Johnson, let's do a bit of a red herring, because, I mean, in recent times, there's been a report of some players who want to commit their future to the Black Stars. Players who were not born here, born outside. You have played the Black Stars before. There's a divided opinion. Others believe that these players did not play the qualifier, so why then do they want to play in the Black Stars? Where do you stand?
Why should we have to bring them? You understand me? It's not fair, because some people come and struggle and play the qualifier. You people were there. You don't even say anything that maybe you are coming and, you know, you are trying to
Most of them said it didn't feel right at that time for them.
Why?
Because they were not ready.
So now that somebody struggled to qualify, you are ready to come and play. That one there, if I come on television or radio, I'll speak very.
So irrespective of the quality the player has, you don't think?
I don't think so. I don't think so. What we have, we have the quality. It's just sometimes the complacency is, getting to them. That is what is causing their problem. But I don't think what we have, we can't take it to.
There are rumors that Hassan Odoi, Edin Ketia, and Francis Amuzu all want to play for the Black Stars.
These are players. Have we not called him before?
Yeah, but he said he wasn't ready at that time.
But why now he's ready? Of course, I like him. I like him if we have him in our front. Super. no problem. But guys, Charlie, sometimes we have to face facts. You understand me? It's difficult for you to do struggling. Look at how we insult them. Me, I insult them sometimes because of their complacency. But they manage to come out from that, you know, and then somebody will drop, and then somebody will go. If injury is in there, that one I can't hold it. You know, there will be injury or something, which I pray that there will be no injury. They will keep their form to move on to that. It's not so, I mean too far and long from now. Next year.
Yeah.
You know, I pray God that they will keep their forms and then they will stay fit without any injury.
So from what you're saying, if you were the FA president, it means that you're going with players who are committed, players that took part in the qualifiers.
Yes. Unless somebody is, maybe I'm injured, I can't go, then I'll think of somebody else. You understand me? But they are good players. Those who want to come, they are. Nobody say anything about that.
Well, let's
but
see.
You have to commit yourself. You have to play here. You know, the same thing happens to us against this German boy. What is the name?
Kevin Prince.
Kevin. He came to the World Cup.
Yeah.
He did so well. After the World Cup, what happened?
He played one qualifier against Lesotho, and that was it.
We want to invite those things. After the World Cup, they have been in the World Cup. They can start doing whatever they want to do.
Well, that is according to Sam Johnson, that he feels that players who are committed to the cause of Ghana should only be invited to play in the Black Stars there. I mean, Shaban, just 30 seconds. Asante Kotoko, WAC of Morocco, do you think Kotoko stand a chance from what you saw in the first leg? 30 seconds.
Well, difficult one. And I would urge Kotoko to be more defensive. And if they're able to get a goal, that's positive because it was 1-0. Kotoko can also score one, But in terms of what I observed, if Kotoko should be more defensive, it is really going to help them, especially playing against this opponent. They are a very difficult side.
3 games on TV3 for match day 7. Heart of Lions against Baseke Holy Stars tomorrow at 3 p.m. Then there's Aduana against Dreams FC on Saturday on TV3 and Onya as well. Then we have another game on Sunday. Heartful would also be in action against BBN Gold Stars. This has been another interesting edition of the GPL build-up show here. Massive thanks to my guest, Shaban, who always comes in and does the business, and to the legend, for you, Sam Johnson, also coming to share his knowledge with us there. And to you at home for doing the watching. We know that Ghana is in a state of mourning, and we say commiseration to the family of the Rawlinses because they've lost their mother, or our mother, that is the former First Lady, Nana Kredu Ajimai. May her soul rest in perfect peace. My name is Murtala Yakubu. See you on the road tomorrow for Heart of Lions coming up against Baseke Holy Stars. Until then, have a good evening.